Hey, what's up, ecosystem? Mic check 1 2 3. Welcome back to ATI, the Car Should Be Business channel. My name is Jay. You know, my goal every Tuesday night is to bring you another trade show level business presentation to you wherever you are, because your automotive business deserves the latest in transportation news. And if you're busy, and I know you are, in a minute I'm going to give the welcome show lineup. You're going to know what to expect if you're watching on demand. You're going to have clickable time code links in the video description below that you can use to guide you through the rest of the show. I know it's a long show, but please do comment, remember to like, share, tell your friends. Thanks for watching ATI. Technological innovation, market penetration, operational excellence, and industry leadership. Are these the key ingredients of a titan in car shipping? To help me answer that question, I've assembled the largest live auto transport business roundtable ever, featuring Mike Trudeau of Montway, Casey Harmon, Run Buggy, David Spiro, Auto Sled, Marco Maggiore, McCollister's Transportation, John Robertson, Ship Your Car Now, Aria Talkin, RCG Logistics, and Jeremy Luisos of Preowned Auto Logistics. So please, join the live chat, ask your questions, share your thoughts, grow your business, break out of your vertical. Because it's Tuesday nights live on ATI Auto Business. I'm Jay, your host. Welcome back to the show. What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back again to ATI Auto Business. It's Tuesday nights live. My name is Jay, and thank you so much for taking the time. Sure do appreciate it. Got a huge show, Titans of Car Shipping. That's a lot to live up to, but I think we're going to do that. So here's what we're going to do. First of all, I want you to feel welcome. Please do feel welcome. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for joining us. And please say hello in the live chat. We're going to go into the live chat in a minute and say hello. So please do say hello. Put in your company name. What are you looking for? What vertical do you come from? Do you come in peace? We're going to go into industry news. Got some interesting stuff to talk about there. And it's even broken up with a little bit of a quiz show. So that's pretty cool too. We're going to bring in Thompson at 45 minutes, and so we're going to keep this moving because we got a really big show. We've got a roundtable like never before. Mike Trudeau, Montway, Casey Harmon, Run Buggy, David Spiro, Auto Sled, Marco Maggiore, McCollister's, John Robertson, Ship Your Car Now, Aria Talkin, RCG Logistics, and Jeremy Luisos, Preowned Auto Logistics. So you may have heard of a few of those company names, or all of them. And so this is an educational platform. And also what we're going to do, I never do kind of pre-written questions, but full disclosure, I did pre-written questions because I want everybody to feel comfortable here in the neutral zone on ATI Auto Business. Please do help me. Leave a like if you got one. If you got an extra like just laying around somewhere, just throw it over this way. We'll take it. That'd be great. And you may want to share this with your compadres because we want to hear, these companies want your feedback. right? It's part of the deal. So, and if you're just lost and you got a mobile app question, you got a business question, you got a equipment, whatever it is, call or text Ty 417-483-2764. And we're happy to have you here. We're excited. So do me a favor, stick around, because right after this, we're going to go into the live chat, and I want to talk to you.
Why is auto shipping such a challenge? If shipping cars is part of your job, you've wasted time assigning and tracking shipments, waited around while deadlines are missed, and struggled getting anyone to answer your questions. And if you're a carrier moving cars, you've wasted time with bad contact info and shipments that aren't available, waited around for help locating vehicles and receiving payments, and struggled getting anyone to answer your questions. At PAL, we integrate systems for seamless API automations, provide daily email updates, custom portals and reporting, provide ACH quick pays, and we never hide from any questions. Join the auto logistics revolution, because it's time to do things better. Preowned Auto Logistics, vehicle transportation made safe, reliable, and easy.
Everybody wants to be part of a bigger story. Auto transport is a vital part of that story. Vehicle reconditioning starts when your transport arrives at the dealership. The story starts with you. For our auto retail customers, as yours, full satisfaction.
Preowned Auto Logistics provides car shippers with experienced professional drivers, a fully insured modern fleet, and friendly, knowledgeable customer service. Visit preownedautologistics.com. Links in the live chat. All right, welcome back. If you're just joining now, we're going to go into the live chat. Please do say hello. I'm going to back it up to the top, but it looks like it's doing pretty good tonight, so thank you so much. Kimberly got in here first. Welcome to Tuesday Nights Live. We're glad you could join us. We certainly are. This is the Car Shipping Business channel and more. We just continue to break out of our vertical. It's kind of neat. We're enjoying that, and we love the trade shows, as you know. Carlos Braxton. Hey, what's up, ACB Logistics in the house? What is happening? Thanks for joining us, Carlos. And keep us posted what's going on in your world. What's happening out there? Where are you? What are you hauling? How is that going? Cars on the Move. Ty is here. Excited to have the Titans on. I know, it's pretty neat. It really is pretty neat. And it's ahead of Used Car Week, so this is a Used Car Week energy, lean in, as well as a Titans of Car Shipping roundtable panel discussion wrapped up in one. Pretty excited about it. Really happy to have this group here tonight. Rob Stevenson, what's up? Thanks, Rob. Thanks for saying hello. And Rob, you'll notice if you go to the homepage, if you go to the ATI Auto Business YouTube homepage, you'll see placeholders for a lot of the regular shows, Live Carrier Advice, Dispatching Live, Cars on the Move. November is so busy. I put the placeholders there. We literally don't have any of those regular shows for the rest of the month. I know, it seems wild. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but it's just crazy. So I'm just giving you a heads up. Vito the Dodge Hotshot, does ATI need a dispatcher? An interesting question. Tell us more. Is there a website? I want to know more. You got my attention. Stephen family, hey, happy Halloween. Thank you very much. Did you, Stephen, did you make it into Thursday's show with the car shipping Halloween costumes? I love that. I hope that, it's more than just me. Joe Car Shipper, hey, what's up? What's up, Joe Car Shipper? Thanks for tuning in. We have a lot of auto transport technology happening tonight. So, yeah, put on your technology headsets and tune in via Wi-Fi and AM radio and stuff. Trucking Inc. What's up, Moozy? Moozy's back. Truckify. Truckify in the house. More technology headset happening. Dave Sparrow is here. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for saying hello in the live chat. It's great. David's going to be on the show here in a bit. National Car Shipping Inc. Hey, what's going on? National Car Shipping Inc. Thanks for saying hello. And it's not required. Here's what I love this. It's not required. You don't have to tell us what vertical you're in, but I now have lost track of carriers, brokers, dealers, tech companies. I know most of the time, but shoot, man, how did I skip Joe Miller? Joe's like, hey. No, Joe Miller is here. Hey, what is going on, Joe? Thanks for tuning in. That's awesome, man. Really appreciate it. Chris Chamberlain, happy Tuesday, everyone. Hang in there. It'll get better. Right? You ever get tired of telling people it's going to get better? Thanks, Jay. Boy, that was like a cold shower. Mark Grodicke is in here. Hey, looking forward to the big show. What's up, Mark Grodicke? Superflow Systems in the house. Yeah, this is going to be pretty good. John Robertson is here. He's in the neutral zone. I think Kenny Loggins should probably see if he can put together a little soundtrack for that. Lloyd Vanover, what's up? River City Services. Thank you, Lloyd. I love getting the company names. It helps me so much. Bart Schuster from AutoSled is here. What is going on? Let's see what else we got in here. More stuff. Oh, Aria's here. Aria from RCG Logistics is in the house. Cool. She's going to be up on the panel in a bit. Ben Booth is here. What is up, Ben Booth? Parker Davis. Ants Transportation, happy to be here. More pumpkins happening. That's awesome. Thank you, Ants. Thank you, Artie. Yeah, bring in the Titans, right? I know. We have such a pre-game show now, right? Like, we don't have... We're 30 minutes from Titans. You could literally order a pizza before the Titans get here. At home, it's slow. I'm running local stuff. Uh-huh. But Ty would say that sounds great, right, Ty? Anyone in the Amarillo, Texas area that would like to join me for dinner at the Big Texan? Oh, man, I would love to do that, actually. Oh, I can't? I'm kind of busy right now, but I would love to do that. Is that where they have those giant steaks? Man, I could go for a giant steak. Dang, I'm totally derailed now. Right, National Car Shipping Inc. is a broker. I thought so. Thank you. If you don't mind, where? The more information I have, the better I remember companies. But you can take it offline. You can email me, autotransportintel@gmail.com. You know, whatever you want to do. But that's great. We're glad you're here. Absolutely. Any carriers here? I got 50 Ford Rangers that need to be moved from Flint to Florida over the next few weeks. Oh, we'll put some contact info. That'd be great. Hopefully, you know, I always say this. I love when, whether you're on the show or you're in the live chat, if you can also do business because of ATI, I love that. So I'd love to see some of those get moved. Oh, Aria, well, we're glad you're here. Absolutely. And Run Buggy and everybody that's going to be on the show tonight. All the titans of car shipping and more. Because I was saying to Ty, well, what makes a titan of car shipping? Right? I'm positive there's somebody else, either not here, you know, that we don't even know of, maybe on demand, that's thinking, well, I'm a titan of car shipping and I'm not there. Or, well, your titans don't have this, or whatever it is. That's fine. It's not the end-all be-all, but yeah, we are going to bring the titans. We're going to bring some of the titans. So stick around, join us for the rest of... Oh, Kevin is here. Stick around and join us for Coral Springs, Florida. Cool. Stick around and join us for the rest of the show. Stick around and join in the live chat. Engage with the titans of car shipping and more. And tell us, you know, what we're missing, what we got right. I love great feedback. I don't always love it, but you got to take your medicine. So do me a favor, stick around. We'll be right back into industry news.
Transport Auto Quoter is by far the leading auto quoting software on the market, and the only auto quoter with a pro version that comes preset with accurate pricing for anywhere in the U.S. So you don't have to worry about it. The best part is that no change with your current software is needed. Just plug TAQ in and start booking jobs. Carriers can easily plug TAQ into their current websites and start making money right away. I bet you're wondering how we do this instantly and accurately 24/7. Well, constant analytics is the key. Our Price Watch team is constantly monitoring current market conditions, paying close attention to seasonal and quick-moving industry changes. At the end of the day, it takes a lot of time and data to maintain good pricing, time that most of us just don't have on a daily basis. So free yourself up. Using TAQ Pro is really a no-brainer. Save time and money, maximizing your leads and optimizing your online investments. You'll finally be able to sleep well at night knowing that TAQ is on the job selling for you 24/7. Never missing a potential job.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
What if you could find an auto shipping quote and broker software that you can trust? Provide instant accurate quotes online with Transport Auto Quoter and move with ProABD CRM. Visit superflowsystems.com. Links in the live chat. Well, thanks everybody. Thank you very much. First we got Chris Chamberlain in here making martinis. Mark Brodicke, Superflow Systems, making martinis. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate that. All donations go back into the channel. Yeah, and use TAQ APIs for your auto transport quoting needs. Have a question about how that works? Think, well, that can't possibly work for me. Oh, think again. Mark is right in the live chat. He wants to help answer questions. Oh, Ty is in here making martinis. I love martinis. Thank you so much for making those for me. I sure do appreciate that. All right, let's do this. Let's go into... It is time. Oh, Casey says hello. What's up, Casey? All right, here we go. This is show 266 in a row on a Tuesday night. Car Shipping Energy, Used Car Week 2022, Titans of car shipping. So what's happening here is that, so last week we did When the Lot is Full. We touched upon repo, recovery. The week before that, again, talking to ladies, dealer, auction, tech. And so we like to keep moving around the verticals. And we knew that it was time. Oh, and that's right, this went out today. It was our Rapid Recon video edit. And we're connecting all the verticals, retail, wholesale, logistics, and tech. So we thought, what a great time ahead of Used Car Week as an energy show. I mean, that's coming up here in a couple weeks. To really tie in the way we talk about front of the store, back of the store, and the way we look at the full ecosystem and the industry. Let's do it. Let's bring in the big guns where carriers, brokers, and services intersect. And that's what tonight's show is really all about. We were at Digital Dealer a couple weeks ago, and we saw this in full effect. There were several businesses, car shipping businesses with technology there, and kind of an eye-opener. By the way, this is super cool. Thank you so much, Kelly Bianchi. We are now in the ABC Dealer app. That's Auction V Commerce Dealer app. You can actually download it from the App Store or Google Play. And if you click watch, you can watch ATI inside the app. That's so cool. I know this is looming. This is on many folks' minds. November 9th, Central Dispatch. This is tough stuff too. If you're in auto transport technology, making a paradigm shift is a big deal to your users. So giving enough information ahead of time is part of it, but also listening to their feedback. That's another big part of it. And we've been doing that on Dispatching Live. So I found this news article. I thought maybe I'd just kick it off with this. Shipping matchmaker Neutral lands multi-million-dollar investment. Now, this is a freight trucking article, and that way it is absolutely neutral. Ed Stockman equates his tech company Neutral as a sort of Expedia or StubHub for the trucking industry, a one-stop online shop matching shippers and truckers instead of each end exchanging multiple calls or emails. We're a technology platform that allows anybody looking for a truck with anybody that has a truck to easily and quickly find each other and transact. Now, here's the thing. And I mean, like I say, I don't always have right, Kimberly? I don't always have great news, but I do deliver news, right? And here's the news. I've heard of this, actually, for a while. Now, here's the other part of the news, though. It's not that I don't think anybody really has the ultimate solution. Although Convoy, which you might want to look into, I think Convoy is doing this, so to speak. But I don't know if we have it in auto transport, so it's a really good time to talk about this. Neutral System has caught the attention of investors with a Chicago-based company, a $5.3 million capital infusion, which that might look like enough, but I don't know this. I think this is an extremely difficult problem to solve, actually. This is a toughie. But he's pleased with the mix of investors. Large, new institutional investors that will have tremendous amount of experience with marketplace and building unicorns, share the same vision as us in terms of developing software, potentially even giving away the software. Interesting. Brokers pay astronomical premiums to arrange truckload capacity manually over the phone, often wasting over half their margin, as many companies know. Neutral modernizes this outdated practice with its integrated aggregation platform that lets them save both money and time on matching freight with quality carriers. Oh, but if it was only that simple. Give me that mug. Change my mind. Man, when am I going to get that mug? This is not an easy problem. Again, I'm saying it needs to be solved. But how hard is this to truly solve? Stockman says the challenge for shippers trying to find the right trucks to move their goods has become more acute as demand for shipping has spiked, but efficiency hasn't followed. And in the last 3 years, from 19,000 brokers to 22,000. So the industry is not consolidating, it's just getting further fragmented, which means truckers just need to call more places and log into more websites, which brings me back to the Central Dispatch November 9th information. I'm interested. I'm definitely paying attention. I want to know. Oh, and here's a good point. There's not a driver shortage, allegedly. Now, there may be, though. But there's a driving all over the place empty non-shortage. That's because they have to make 100 different phone calls a day to find the best shipment for their trucks. Yes, we need this easy-to-use, electronic. But what does that look like? And how does that system sort out all the expectations and assumptions, should we say? I don't know. This was in Landline Magazine. It's OIDA. Broker issues to heat up in 2023. FMCSA is projected to publish a notice of proposed rulemaking on broker and freight forwarder financial responsibility in January. The agency is expected to issue a decision on OIDA's petition. Prompted by 2012's Moving Ahead Progress in the 21st Century, FMCSA published a 2018 advance notice of proposed rulemaking that aimed to revoke the license of a broker whose bond falls below $75,000. And OIDA supports that. Right? Because, again, we see this on Dispatching Live. How often are we dealing with well, what about the carriers that are posting loads and don't have a broker's bond? And it's the small businessmen and women, motor carriers who rely upon brokers, that will be relieved from so many significant financial claims by both brokers and their bonds or trusts. Broker transparency. It is interesting that CFR 371.3 already requires that brokers keep records of each transaction with the carrier and that each party to the transaction has a right to view these records. That's interesting. But do you have to go to the office to view them? And who's got that kind of time? It's just a question. Meanwhile, I wonder what genius came up with this contraption. So it's not like anybody's clean here. Uh-huh. I mean, you know. Somebody was good at their erector set. Okay. You know, have an opinion? Send me an email. autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let me know what's happening and how we're doing. This is how you get your car shipping news. What you do is you go ahead and put it up on the big screen. That's right, because we want you to do that. Because step right up every Tuesday and we got 5 new questions. That's right, we're going to play Are You a Car Shipping Guru? Ask Larry. It's right about now. Every Tuesday night we have 5 new questions. So here we go. Let's jump right in. Question 1. The biggest hurdle in client integration with new technology is the software demo, the price, onboarding and training, or is it user adoption? Now I realize this question may not have been vetted by everybody, but it brings about a point. What's your biggest hurdle? Your demo, your price, onboarding and training, or getting people to use it? I actually want to know. Now, we have an answer, and I'd love to have some guesses in the live chat. But, what is the answer? Cool, we got Super Dispatches in the live chat. Cool. Diesel fuel shortage. What are we down to, 25 days? Let me know when that goes to 24. Is there a guy at the gas station that changes the numbers of how many days of diesel we have left in the world? That would be hilarious. Ooh, Scott Evans is in here with an answer. Adoption. I like it. Ooh, Rob, we got 2 for adoption. Do I hear 3? Going once. Going twice. I mean, we'll sit here, people. Okay. It is user adoption. I think it is, right? You know, you're sweating it through the demo and sweating it through the price and working like crazy to do the onboarding and training, and then nobody freaking uses it. Awesome. High five, everybody. All right, I'll meet you at the gong. All right, here we go. Question 2. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2020 Hyundai Tucson from Billings, Montana to Federal Way, Washington? Is it $405, $670, $855, or $1145? Billings, Montana. Well, it's not that far. Hyundai Tucson, small SUV. I don't know what kind of route that is, though. I'm going to go with 855. I'm hoping for 855. But again, when you take in the market factors, Alexa, open Quotify. Enable the skill. When you take in all the factors, exactly. See, Rob's, I mean, I hope it's not 670. Although somebody's calling like, hey, I'll do it for $100 less. I'll go right over the mountain, dude. With my erector set hitch. Oh, we have 2 for 855. Wow, look at that. I think Scott and Rob are going for 5 out of 5. You know, nobody ever gets 5 out of 5. Well, I never do. All right, we got 3 for... All right, here we go. And I don't know the answer. So, like it wouldn't matter. Okay, here we go. Oh, it is 855. Sweet. Sweet. All right. So Rob and Scott are both 2 for 2. Cool. All right. Awesome. All right. Here we go. Question 3. Here we go. Which of the following numbers are trending up? New car dealer inventory, used car dealer inventory, carrier rates on load boards, or load volume on load boards. Woof. Yeah, I hear you, Cleto, man. Yeah, I like that too. Okay. Wow, which numbers are trending up? New car dealer inventory, used car dealer inventory, carrier rates on load boards, or load volume on load boards. It's only one. You don't even get to pick multiple on this one. This is gonna break the bank. Joe's got all the above. Used car dealer inventory. Rob has used car dealer inventory. National Card Shipping load volume. Ty, none. Scott, used. Ants, used. John, used. Wow. This is great, you guys. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got. It is used car dealer inventory, my friends. Wow. And so this is actually the intersection of Dispatching Live and Cars on the Move. On Dispatching Live, we look at the load boards, and on Cars on the Move, we talk about dealers. And so that's upper level stuff. That's a Titans of car shipping question. Yeah, well, that's, you know what? Keep it to yourself, Chris. Well, actually, don't. Tell us more. That sounds interesting. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hey, what's up, Bill Nickel? All right, here we go. Question 4. No. 3, 4. What is the most appropriate carrier pay amount to ship a 2002 Lincoln Town Car from Bend, Oregon to Beverly, Massachusetts, dude? This is nationwide, bro. Lincoln Town Car? Nationwide? I hope it's $1,450. There's no distance discount on this thing, is there? Floor plan companies are running incentives. Thank you, Scott. I've actually been watching that. You know, I think there was a Kinetic Advantage. Was it a podcast? It's actually in one of my emails, is to learn more about Kinetic Advantage. They're in floor planning, so I appreciate it. That's pretty cool. Wow, here come the guesses. 1450, 1220, 1450. 1450. Yeah. Yeah. All right, well, it's got to be 1450, right? Please, please, please. It is 1450. Awesome. Wow. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. All right, let's see if the fifth one breaks us. Oh, no, it's probably a gimme. All right, here we go. Question 5. Used Car Week 2022 is November 14th through 17th in San Diego for dealers, auctions, remarketers, and tech, or all of the above. I don't know. That's tough. Oh, you know a lot of the Kinetic guys? Oh, Next Gear? Yeah, that's good stuff. That is good for business. Hey, Rob, Scott and I are coming down to the Big Texan, and so save us a couple 64 ounces. Sound like a plan? Yeah, I know. It's kind of a gimme. Used Car Week 2022 is November 14th through 17th, because it's on your calendar in big red circles. It's in San Diego because you've already booked your flight. It's for dealers, auctions, remarketers, and tech because that is your client base. Or that's what you do. Or that's what is always in the news. And it's all of the above. Awesome. My treat, fellas. Oh, my God. I'm dying over here, Rob. All of the steak above is the answer that I'm giving. Let's see what we got here. Oh, yes, it's time. That's cool. Perfect time for me to take a break. Think about steak. Do me a favor, because right after this, we're going to go into industry news part 2. Stick around. Ship Your Car Now presents Integrated Automotive Transportation Solutions. When your car buying customers are on your dealership website shopping for vehicles, they can easily find an instant shipping quote. By entering simple information, first name, last name, email, and phone number, delivery zip, delivery state, and clicking the button Get Your Shipping Quote. Choose from express shipping, enclosed transport, and proceed to checkout. Review the order summary. Enter the delivery street address and city and click Next. Simply enter your credit card information just like any other online shopping cart. And when you are ready, click Review Your Shipping Order. Check your shipping order one more time and choose Proceed to Checkout. Your delivery is all set. If you want to ship your car now, go to Ship Your Car Now. Ship Your Car Now provides a full suite of vehicle shipping services for all types of businesses. That's why Ship Your Car Now offers trusted carriers, good paying loads that pay fast. Visit shipyourcarnow.com. All right, it is now time. Here we go. Links in the live chat. Let's do it. Let's go into industry news. Part 2. Ford postpones the deadline for dealers to decide on EV investment. Get out of here. Dealers will get another month. Oh, that'll change everything to decide whether to spend up to $1.2 million on chargers and other upgrades the automaker is requiring for certification to sell EVs after 2023. Now, mind you, if there wasn't so much other Ford news, maybe, but let's just keep going. Ford Motor Co. giving dealers an extra month to decide. You want to spend another $1.2 mil so they can sell electric vehicles after next year. Really? Upgrades? Yeah, I get it. I get the upgrades, but the new deadline more closely aligns with the December 15th deadline Lincoln dealers face for a similar program requiring $900 million. See, we're not charging $900 million like the Lincoln guys. This is way better. Dealers who opt in will be certified to sell EVs from January 1st, 2024 until the end of 2026. And those that don't will have another opportunity to be certified for EV sales in 2027. So, miss the boat this time. Ford loses, speaking of, Ford loses $827 million in Q3 as self-driving tech partner folds. CEO Jim Farley says the company now believes mass deployment of fully self-driving vehicles is a long way off. Oh man. They recorded a $2.7 billion non-cash charge for its investment in Argo AI. Wow. Ford originally had planned to begin commercializing Level 4 vehicles in 2021 before pushing back that timeline due to coronavirus. When Ford does eventually develop Level 4 technology, likely to be focused on commercial services like package delivery. See, this is where the carrier will always say, is that thing going to load itself? That'll be one of the last things. Doug Field, Ford's Chief Advanced Product Development Chief Technology Officer, said, developing fully autonomous vehicles is the most difficult current challenge facing the industry. And it's harder than putting a man on the moon, he said. So then Jim said, well, let's see. Ford's going to sell EVs 100% online, direct to customer. We're going to just cut out the dealership. Right? Okay. So do all consumers really want to buy a car 100% online from the internet? This was shared on LinkedIn. Would you buy a car 100% online? Sight unseen? And nope, got 43%. Newsflash, the dealer and the salesperson are not the enemy. They're your cousins, neighbors, friends, maybe family members, and at very least part of the community. Also, unfortunately for OEMs, dealers, consumers, and the planet, the charging grid isn't ready yet, dude. So what can dealers do? Well, they need to organize, evolve, and they're doing that. If you watch any dealer information stuff, you will see they're very progressive, and they're all paying attention. This is not a vertical that's going to get left behind. Dealers Auto Auction Group makes another acquisition and expand reach into Arkansas. They've acquired Atlas Auto Auction, adding Little Rock, Arkansas to their list. And you see it, right? We keep seeing. I mean, there's an auto auction acquisition in the news pretty much weekly. With the purchase of Atlas, DAAG now has 10 auctions throughout the Southeast. And let's see, they acquired VIP Auto Auction in Atlanta in September. So they've got, I'll try to read them, I don't think you can see it there, but they got Jackson, Mississippi, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Chattanooga, Huntsville, Alabama, Mobile, Columbia, South Carolina, and East Tennessee. DAAG, Dealers Auto Auction Group. Look for it. There's going to be more news. There's something else is going to happen next. I'm almost positive. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of Tesla news, so I put this in there. Hey, how do you put a used 22 Tesla Model Y into transport mode? I found a lot of videos to put it in neutral to tow it, which don't help because it runs, and I don't want to leave it in neutral on the truck. I need one to disable the alarm so it doesn't keep going off. And Kara said, try putting remote in the trunk so the car doesn't recognize. That's interesting. Hold down the T in the middle of the screen. The password is transport to get it to go into transport mode. So what I find so interesting, here's the actual news. Why do you have to post random stuff on Facebook to hope people randomly answer it? That's interesting. Yes, used car prices are dropping. That's good. Right? If you know anybody looking for a used car right now, this is great news. Used car prices are down 10% since the last year, 2% from last month, and that's good for load board inventory, I would think. If you see this, you are either listening to the podcast or about to, so thank you for doing that. Please do get the podcast on all major podcasting platforms. It's ATI Auto Business. That's what you're looking for. And if you have a question, you know you can contact Ty, 417-483-2764. But you might jot that number down because he's about to join us live. We do go live 4 times a week. Look for our shows. Look for our channel. Look for Thermonuclear Thursdays where we get real on dispatching live with the load board search advice. And we do go live on Fridays on Cars on the Move, connecting dealers, auctions, carriers, retail, wholesale, logistics, and tech. Actually, we had a great show this past Friday. Ben Goodman and Bill Elizondo of NIADA were with us. That was awesome. And so that was the Buy Here, Pay Here used car dealers, Cars on the Move. And we've got, because next week is NIADA Buy Here, Pay Here Superforum. We're going to be live on Wednesday. Well, Tuesday night's live. Actually, we have Rapid Recon on Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, we're going to be live at NIADA Buy Here, Pay Here Superforum. That's going to be cool. Oh, there's the Rapid Recon. Yep, that's next Tuesday night, so join us for that. Now, tonight, I just want to say, as we prepare to move into the Titans segment, discussion, panel, Montway is here tonight, Montway Auto Transport. Trent can't join us. Had a scheduling conflict, so we're sorry that Trent can't join us. We're going to miss him tonight. Run Buggy is with us. Casey Harmon of Run Buggy is with us. David Spiro of Auto Sled is with us. John Robertson of Ship Your Car Now is here tonight. Aria Toktakin of RCG Logistics is here. And Marco Maggiore of McCollister is with us as well. And Jeremy Luisos, Preowned Auto Logistics. It's going to be a heck of a lineup right here on the Car Shooting Business channel. So do me a favor, because right after this, we're going to go into, I'm going to bring Ty with me. We're going to talk for a few minutes, set up the panel, and then we're going to be live with the Titans of Car Shipping. Stick around. We'll be right back.
McCollister's has been around for over 76 years, and we're known as providing our customers with high-level, white-glove, concierge-style services. We provide our customers solutions in both transportation, logistics, and warehousing.
We take a very different approach than most auto logistics companies. Our approach is one of being consultative and adaptive to the auto industry. Our approach saves time and money while providing tangible data, which helps improve processes.
McCollister's offers a unique tech solution, which we call our AutoVista portal. It's a cloud-based solution. It provides the ability for our dealership partners to access it using any device they want whenever they need.
Most auto logistics companies just want to deliver your car. We want to do more than that. All of those measurements that are important to you to run your business and understand where your costs are, McCollister's AutoVista technology supports that.
It's a car shipping performance data management tool. That's why car dealers love the AutoVista portal by McCollister's Transportation Group. Find out what you're missing. Visit McCollisters.com. Links in the live chat. All right, here we go. One more pre-show segment to go. He's with me. Ty, can you see me and hear me okay?
Yeah. Hey, buddy. How are you?
Hey, man. How you doing?
Good. Just real quick, because I really want to, first, everybody that's on this show tonight, thank you very much. It really means a lot to Jay and I. Huge. We thank you for your time. We thank you for our relationship, and you're amazing. So, yeah, and Trent couldn't make it tonight, which we're going to miss Trent, but we'll see him at Used Car Week. Okay, just real quick. I got a really cool phone call today. I just got to tell you about it. Had a car dealer call. Asking about how to set up his own transportation company. So I get pretty excited about those calls because we get a lot of calls. I got a lot of calls today. Why am I talking about this one? Specifically, I'm talking about this one simply because we do engage with car dealers and car dealers engage with us. And I've been a transportation guy. I've owned a fleet of transportation, large Peterbilts, haul 9 at a time, about 20 of them. And I've done this for a long time. I don't have my trucks now, but car dealers, and Jay, I say this all the time, love the dealer, right? So it was really just a refreshing phone call, and it made me feel good because we're here to help people. That's the main objective. If you want to be in transportation, if you want to be a dealer, if you want to be a broker, if you want to be a tech company, we know a lot of people, and you're going to see that. We get to spend time with a lot of people. So we're an educational channel that does talk about retail, wholesale, logistics, and technology. So with all that out of the way, thanks for having me, Jay, and I'm super excited about the show.
Yeah, man, great stuff. It is pretty amazing where we're at right now after, crossing, here we go, show 266. And I was just telling somebody, if you're wanting to know how long it takes to make a YouTube channel relevant, 5 years. That's the answer, which is great.
If you want to know how long it takes to make a car hauling business relevant, 5 years.
5 years. Mm-hmm. So I say this for all the podcasters just getting in, 5 years. All right. I just want to say, hey, thank you so much, Super Dispatch, making martinis in the live chat. Really do appreciate that. There's no other resource in the auto transport industry like ATI. Valuable for everyone from startups to titans. Drinks for the ATI gang at Used Car Week are on Super Dispatch. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, because we're all going to be at Used Car Week. Used Car Week is the big event. I know that the NADA is huge, but for the folks that I know and network, and where I also feel a little more welcome, it's just sorry, it's one of the ingredients of a show for me. I like to feel welcome, and that show then, one of the ones in the top for me is going to be Used Car Week. So really excited. All right, here we go. Let's do this. I'm going to take the titles off the screen here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start bringing in folks. Now, this is going to be a little messy, so everybody that's in the car shipping panel Titan discussion, just get ready, watch your audio, watch your microphones and your cameras, because here come the floodgates. All right, I'm just going to start admitting everybody, and I'm just doing it that way because everybody gets a chance to walk up on stage at the same time. And so we're going to hear the doorbell ring several times. People are walking in, getting set. Everybody's still off camera. The camera is right now just on me and the live chat while everybody comes in. And please do feel free to engage in the live chat. I've got a preset list of questions that I'm just going to go with and start. But before I do that, I want to do some introductions. First of all, here we go. Now you're on screen. I want to thank everybody so much for taking the time tonight to join us on the first Titans of Car Shipping live show. I mean, we're live and we're here, and this is a known group of companies, so we're really excited. So starting up in the upper right square, David Spiro got in here first on my screen. So I'm gonna start with David. Please just say hello, and then we're gonna keep moving through.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Jay and Ty.
Thank you so much. David is with Auto Sled. And so, David, thank you so much. I appreciate it. John Robertson. Okay, I'm gonna try to do some of these titles too, because what I'm gonna continue to do is keep it somewhat introductory, because this industry knows each other to some degree. All right, John Robertson, Executive Vice President, Ship Your Car Now. Is that right?
And chief vacuumer of the new office space last weekend as we moved in. Mm-hmm. So you name it, I got it handled. We're doing it all. And yeah, you got it.
Keeping it real. I love it. All right. Marco Maggiore, VP, McCollister's Transportation Group. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Let's also add in disgruntled Chicago Bear fan. Just if we're adding extra titles, we'll throw that in as well.
Yeah, this is important.
It's very important, yeah.
Yes, it is. All right, Mike Trudeau. Mike is the Executive Vice President and Business Development at Mottway. Is that right, Mike?
That is right. Thanks, Jay. Ty, thank you for having us.
Mike, thanks for taking the time to join us tonight. We know that everybody's got busy schedules, so we really do appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
All right, cool. And then Aria, talking, RCG Logistics. She's in Business Development and Assistant VP. Aria, please say hello.
Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be here, and thanks for having me.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Aria. And then we also have Casey Harmon, Senior Vice President, Run Buggy.
Hello, Jay. Hi, Ty. Thanks for having me. Good to see everyone tonight. Nursing a sugar hangover from the Halloween candy last night.
Perfect. Perfect. Another first on ATI, too, so we're breaking in some firsts. That's really cool. Thanks for taking the time. And Jeremy Luisos. Jeremy is Senior VP, Preowned Auto Logistics.
My guys, what's happening?
Wow. So here we are. All right, here's what I want to do. And so I think there's a lot of excitement in the live chat that we've assembled this group we're here to. All right, so what are we here to do? What is it that we're going to do here as the Titans of Car Shipping on this neutral zone of ATI Auto Business? So I got a list of questions, and they're I don't consider these hard questions, and the purpose of these questions is just to get the conversations going. So you don't have to directly answer the question. It's not a test. And I really want, Ty and I are going to try and take a back seat. We want to hear some interaction. Let's pretend we're up on stage, but rather, in a casual setting. All right. So let's start with question 1, car shipping tech. Everybody loves car shipping tech. TMS, mobile app, CRM, auto quoter, portal, API, etc. What do you think is your strength? How do you serve the different verticals in automotive? David, I'm going to kick it off to you.
Wow. Thanks, guys. I think I'm the rookie here, obviously. But we're seeing a ton of demand from our shippers for documentation and just to improve. So we've been, we're a young company. We're less than 3 years operating. So, we're able to adapt quick and build things that they need from OEMs to dealers. But we're just seeing the dealers and the shippers really demand some documentation that help them with their business. So, we're really excited about our app and what the carriers and the transporters are doing and using, and the dealers are just seeing the results. on their desktop. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much what I see. Just a lot of strong demand for better documentation for the dealers and shippers.
I love that. And what I want to do is, instead of just going around, who wants to add to that?
Yeah, I'll jump in. So for us, it kind of starts with the quote, right? Everyone wants to know how much something's going to cost. Then they want to maybe create an order, right? And this looks like a lot of different things. There's different flavors of this, but essentially we're supplying quote information, we're automating orders, and we're passing status updates back to our clients. And we're making sure that they can view that information either on their platform through API integrations or providing a portal so they can look at it through our platform. But it's kind of, and jumping on, what was just said there by David, there's a lot of documents that go along with that. So you need your condition reports, you need, photos and everything else that goes along with it. But if you can make your customers' lives better by having that technology, so what they're doing already isn't sort of encumbered, it kind of flows with their sort of existing process. I think it makes for an easy way to do business, to let them know where their car's at, and they can kind of get back to what they do best.
I mean, you're going to see more of this as the dealers, they're concerned. Inventory levels are rising, like Jay said earlier, and the values are going down. So they're even screaming for this harder because there's some bad sellers out there. So they're worried about condition reports and conditions and what's happening and how they're buying the cars. Are they really coming in this way? So yeah, we've seen that a lot where the dealers, the demand is so strong for this documentation, so they can ultimately arbitrate or fight or beg or plead or cry or whatever they're doing to get the right value or to get the right value out of the car that they paid. So it's interesting.
Yeah, from my standpoint, I mean, I look at the past 7-8 years that I've been in the industry, and within the last couple of years, the technology advancements, it's just a demand by the customer. The old school way of doing things has been great, and we're always going to adapt to being able to still do that type of business without a doubt. But I mean, the new customer, past the pandemic or post-pandemic, if you say that we're there, some people do, some people don't. But I mean, you're starting to see that digitization of the whole transportation process. And I mean, I think that's got to be a strength for all of us, is really looking at it, our technology platforms, like Jeremy said, whether it's, portal automation, API integration, I mean, the industry as a whole, I mean, that's where it's heading, and we have to adapt to it. But like you were saying, I think one of the questions was, what's the pain of change, and it's that adaptation. That adaptation is not an easy thing. It's one of the more difficult things that's out there right now.
Yeah, I want to build on what Mike said, because I think it's an important point, which is I think the impact COVID has had, whether it's over or not, has been on consumer habits. That people have turned more and more to online technologies for consumer purchases, and that in itself has bled over into the business space. So when we're looking at the end of 2022 going into the 2023, a lot of the expectations of consumers and clients are, we need a way to automate and instantly book, track, and get quotes. That's kind of auto transport 101 almost, if you will, at this point in time. But what we're also seeing is a transition to where, as an auto transport management provider, we're custodians of data. And this data allows us insights that we want to share with our partners that give them information into their internal processes, internal trends. And we've gone beyond just moving metal from point A to point B to where we're now consultative and actually able to give them tangible data based upon what we're seeing, to help them make better decisions for their businesses pushing forward.
Yeah, I agree, Mark. And with everything most of you have just said, Run Buggy, we grew a lot during the pandemic. And we're a two-sided marketplace, a technology platform. All of our code is our own. We wrote it all ourselves. But as the pandemic kicked off and suddenly the demands of shippers changed from, large OEMs wanting to handle dealership to auction moves to suddenly picking up off-lease vehicles from customer driveways. It demands a tech platform that can keep everyone informed and everybody up to speed on what's happening with the status of the car where it is, and if there are any updates along the path of that transportation order. Everyone needs to see it. So from the Run Buggy perspective, our tech platform lets us be very, very adaptable. Our APIs are well documented and publicly available. So all of our partners, they connect to us through those. And so whatever platform they're running and whatever type of transporter or shipper they are, they can use our platform to make their business run more smoothly.
Jay, I just want to add in one thing. I think the technology is super important. Obviously, developing technology that works throughout the entire process, not just the order intake process from the actual shipper, but all the way through to the direction that you're giving to the carrier, so that your entire system is real-time based, and the technology is actually allowing that enablement to occur at the carrier level immediately upon order placement. But it's all part of a huge thing that I hope we talk about a little bit later, and that is there's a cultural change and a shift we need to make, because that technology is awesome, but the carrier base isn't ready for it. And so in this world, in this room, with these guys in this room, we got to accept the fact that, I might send a carrier a note that says, I need you to deliver between 2 and 4 with a white shirt on. And that isn't necessarily what our carrier base is used to. And how are we going to get around that and get into that with our carriers and make sure that we're presenting that Amazon type delivery experience, which is what we like to do at Ship Your Car Now, for our clients, whether it be a dealer or any of the other vertical markets, with the existing carrier base, because that's a culture change. I've been in this for a long time. Those guys are not used to this. They're used to a 2-day window, 2-day windows for delivery. That's perfectly allowed. That's legal, right?
To add on to that, I'd also like to add that not just technology for your clients that you're providing, but your clients' to have more of a bigger picture solution. So partnering up and having years worth of data for, if you're working in the repo space or the auto finance space, having information on vehicles, from the lien holder and other companies like that, that you can have access to before you even get your hands on the vehicle. It's not just being able to adapt, you have to be also innovative and create more solutions in that sense. And being able to integrate with any other platforms as well. As technology grows, like you guys mentioned, everybody has their own tech platform now, which is great. But being able to connect to clients on other levels outside of that, what their end client is or where that vehicle is really going to end up past just your first drop off has become more important for us as well.
Awesome. Question 2. Okay. So what are you seeing as current and near future trends that drive your own tech innovation initiatives? We might have touched on a bit of this, and John, I like that you really planted a flag there on that concept. So following up on that, what do you see as trends that are pushing what's happening?
Well, I think just to follow up on that concept, I appreciate the opportunity to do that, Jay. I think the reality is, how do we make that technology work at that level for both the carriers and for the end customer? Because regardless of who the customer is, whether they're a retail delivery or whether they're a carrier, which our carriers are our customers too, guys, we all have to look at that and say, how are we going to make this tech work for both of them so that, let's GPS isn't the bad guy, right? Let's figure that out. All those other little steps we're going to do to make the industry jump forward to that Amazon delivery experience. We've all got to get in there and do that. And I think that's what's driving a lot of what we do at Ship Your Car Now right now, is figuring out how to do that for both our clients and the carriers. And how do we make that a great environment for everybody to live in?
I think if anybody has gone through the vetting process of the procurement department of a major OEM or a major lender, you realize that there's no end to the level of questions and scrutiny that they're going to have. Hey, look, David, I guess in the call.
Hey, no fair bringing in a ringer there, David.
Sorry, it's bedtime. Sorry, yeah. Not me. Well, it should be. Sorry.
It's a weird dichotomy, right? On one side, we have some of the largest companies in the world with the most stringent IT and security requirements that a technology partner could ask for, and we have to be ready to meet those requirements. We also have the regulators standing behind them, which are driving a lot of that fun as well. But then on the other side, Our other customers, perhaps the most important piece, are the transporters. And to them, the experience they have with us is the downloading of an app, right? And that app's got to be easy to download, easy to use, and it has to provide a blanket of security over the entire transaction. It's got to keep everybody protected from a cyber and data standpoint. And that's one thing where we, Run Buggy, have put a lot of time into, a lot of investment into. Our engineering team of about 50 people was recently honored with a CSO 50 award for the most innovative technology companies in the United States. I've got the logo here over my left shoulder. But we're one of 50 companies to earn that designation. We know we have to have that when you've got 17,000 drivers driving around with an app. And then on the other side of that is a company like Toyota Financial Services or BMW Financial Services.
I think that's when I look at it, I think that's part of the thing is that we literally have one, two, three, probably 6 different apps on this phone on this call right now, and I mean that's a problem. I mean it's a huge problem for carriers. I mean you talk to carriers and I get to download another app, and I mean that's another thing that that we've got to figure out is just an industry is. Can we have more of an open marketplace that allows us to actually work together? I mean, I know that's a question that Jay has later down on this thing, but I mean, it's a great question. I mean, ultimately, we've got to figure out a way to collaborate to have more of an open marketplace. I mean, obviously, whatever that looks like, whoever that is. I mean, we'll see how it shakes out, but I mean at the end of the day, I mean everyone's talking about the same thing, which is to have that Amazon experience, or what I like to call just customer transparency in the vehicle delivery process. I mean everyone wants that transparent process. They want to be able to see everything, and I think to Casey's point, I mean it is about we're in the middle between, we have 2 customers. We serve a carrier and we serve the customer, and we got to figure out, what is that marketplace that everyone can do that in? Because asking customers and carriers to, have 6 different pieces of technology and 6 different portals. I mean, it's not the long game. I think we all know that too.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I mean, one of the things that we've taken into account is we've really made it a point in the decision to build our technology agnostically. Which basically means that, hey, if we need to snap on and cooperate with other technologies in the marketplace because certain of our partners are using certain carriers that are on other tools, we're going to allow them to do that. The other part that's important to us is that we want to be able to provide not only with carriers, but with other supportive service providers in the auto remarketing space, to where if a customer of ours wants to know how much time will it take from acquisition of my vehicle to getting it frontline ready and going through not only the auto transport process, but reconditioning, photographs, anything else that might be part of that process, we work and partner with those other aspects so that when someone uses our technology, they literally can see from acquisition to frontline ready how long it's taken, what those data points are. So that's been an important push for us, is understanding that we want to cooperate with others, and we made the decision internally when we built out our technology to go about that path.
Yeah, I think that's a great point, Marco. I mean, it's great to hear that you're making that jump. I know, at Montway, we're making that jump too with some people on this phone. So, I mean, or, in the process of doing it or on this call. So, I mean, eventually we all have to take that leap of faith and really trying to find that common ground to collaborate.
Yeah, I think thinking about the initial question here, right? So what's driving this? What's sort of leading the way for the technologies that we're looking to adopt and how we're shaping this thing? And I think we heard a lot of it just now. I mean, I think everyone had a piece of it. So there's the Amazon factor. I think we look at our own lives and what we're used to, right? We shop online and we kind of the thing just gets there. Or we download an app. We don't have to download 5 of them. We just get the one app we want. And if we're being talked to about all of our stuff connecting, well, I think it's reasonable, like Marco was saying, for all these other services to sort of connect into that too. So I think if we just kind of think about what our expectations are outside of this industry, that that probably marries pretty well with what our clients and vendor expectations are inside of the industry.
Yeah, Jeremy, my experience with Amazon, by the way, is my wife having a personal relationship with our Amazon driver, and there being something new delivered every day. So all about that Amazon experience, my friend. Let's go for it.
Sure thing. Hopefully it's a positive relationship.
I like the way when I hear it referenced, the way we do everything else, right? Like the Amazon factor. And so to look at auto transport the way we do everything else sounds challenging. Casey, I thought you brought up really great points about the OEMs and lenders and regulators versus the ease of use and already using 2 apps just to pick up 2 different units. I mean, it really is. There's so much to it. That's why I thought it interesting, that article in the news, if you saw it, where just again talking about the creating a technology that'll easily connect all the loads available to all the carriers available. That's a really tall order, is what I think. But maybe it's an inevitability. And then we have 9 of those. That's a joke. All right, cool. All right, let's go on to question 3, if you can call it that. I like this one. If you could tell your prospective clients one really hard truth about vehicle shipping and logistics that they don't want to hear, what would it be? ATI is a safe place.
I'll jump in on this. So I think we will damage your car, right? Well, so it's just, this will happen at some point, right? If you're shipping a volume of vehicles, something is going to happen at some point. And I think that traditionally our industry has had a pretty tough rap, because when that moment occurs, everyone runs away or points the finger, and you can't get a hold of anyone. I'm not accusing anyone here of that. I think we got a great panel tonight, and I think that part of that is because folks are answering the bell that Jay just rang. Is that when
great, Jeremy.
When that damage occurs, I think that's an opportunity. At our best, that is an opportunity to differentiate ourselves and show us as a trusted partner. So I think owning those tough moments, like a damage claim that we're not supposed to talk about, it will happen at volume, and we're here to make sure that's as positive, as good an experience as possible to get you back whole and up and running and make it all work.
I think that's so true. Damage doesn't happen. We all wish it didn't. We hate it when it does, but you've got to step out in front of it, take ownership, and take care of the customer first and foremost. But if you can also show your customers, listen, we're going to geotag, we're going to timestamp every single photo, so you'll know that they're genuine, that they're legitimate. I think, we all on this call agree that that's been a key piece of the entire value chain for a long time. But yeah, there are hard costs associated with auto transport, and there is the unavoidable factor of time. It's not going to be there tomorrow. If it's coming from Los Angeles and going to Chicago, it's just not going to make it there tomorrow. And I know that we love to embrace the Amazonification of our little part of the economy, but there are some very real limiting factors. And sometimes explaining that to the folks that we're doing business for is harder than they want it to be.
Well, and Jay, that goes back to what Jay said about what we're used to. I mean, look, 3 years ago, I was running a car dealership. So I was on the other end of that. Like, boy, who am I calling? How long is this going to take? How much time am I going to spend? Am I really getting the value out of this check, this insurance? Are they, is it a nightmare? But look, it seems like this group is really handling that a lot better. So we do everything we can, because a lot of these guys are my friends or my ex-peers, and so it's a big deal. But I'm glad everyone's handling it better. It just seems way more positive than it used to be.
I think for this group, just to jump in real quick, I think for this group, for those of us that are real, the actual shippers, there's really that taking on the responsibility of cutting the check, right? I mean, it's one thing to have the pictures and the reports and the technology and all that good stuff, but at the end of the day, are you cutting the check? Are you covering it for the guy? That's what he's looking for. So this tier of performers, that's not an issue. We all suffer from the bad karma from the tier below us. that doesn't behave that way, that shoves it off on the carrier and requires the customer to go interact with the carrier directly, and all those good things that really, I think, as a group, just to build on Jeremy's point, we need to differentiate ourselves. That we all own that. If we're the shipper, we own it, and so that's an important delineation. I just to jump in while I'm talking, I would tell you my number one thing, Jay. Hey, guess what? If you want it done right, you got to pay for it.
So that's going to jump in, John. Thank you. Perfect for what I was going to say. And the hard truth is this: auto transport is not a commodity in today's world. When you have blue chip companies like everyone on this phone call, the importance is to recognize those companies and recognize that you get what you pay for, not only from service, not only internally, not only from people who care and want to build and foster relationships, but the idea of how fragmented our industry is, and hey, I'll find someone to do it cheaper, someone to do it faster. That's not the case anymore. And I think everyone on this phone call is on this call for a reason, because we all understand that. But that, I think, is the hard truth that a lot of folks don't understand, is it's not a question of going online and finding the cheapest to do it, because there's all these other intangible things that have to do with auto transport. It's not as simple as moving it from A to B. And I think that's the important thing to understand.
Yep.
Question 4. Going into Q4, the spot market is tough. Always. Every Q4. But changing economic times aren't helping. Carriers really want to hear some good news. What good news can you share with them?
That silence is scary, guys. I'll jump in. All right. I think the good news I can share with the carriers is, if you're the good carrier, you're the guy that's responsible, you're the guy that communicates, you're the guy that's a partner, you're not the guy who's just spot bidding everything and trying to move from point A to point B with whoever you can get a job from, and you've got some loyalty and you've got some performance and you want to do that, the market's good for you. Because guess what? There's a bunch of people on this phone call that are looking for you right now, and we're going to partner with you, and we're going to give you good business, and we're going to pay you good rates. So if you want to be that guy, and it'll pay off.
Yes, I'll be the guy that looks for the silver lining, in terms of this question. I mean, it's a tough one, right? I mean, we know between now and the end of the year, there's a lot of, between the recession and everything else that's going on, it's going to be a tough close to the year. I mean, and we know that. But I think that's just cyclical of what we've seen, in auto hauling over the last, 7 years or over its history, is that it's a really it's a business that has stood the test of time, and there's always going to be segments of the industry that have cars to move, and it's going to be, it's our job, and it's the carrier's job, it's the customer's job to figure out where that segment is. And the way that auto dealer buying has changed, it's still providing a lot of work out there. The days of a lot of dealers going to the local sale, buying 50 Chevy Malibus and selling all 50 Chevy Malibus is come to an end. And now, with all the different inventory programs out there, stock waves and everything else, it's telling you to buy cars all over the country. There may not be as many full loads out there as anymore, as much as there are as partials and singles. I think that order count, the total orders out there, will still be high, as Q1 and tax time rolls around. It's going to be different work, and I mean, it's different because of the way the buyer base is buying cars. And if that continues, this is a resilient industry, and I mean, there are resilient carriers out there. They're going to be able to adapt and change to that. It's going to be exciting to watch.
Yeah, there are two that come to mind for me that kind of build off of both what John and Mike were saying. And John, you hinted on this earlier. I'm sure there's a lot more, on this topic that you'd want to jump into. But I think you hinted that some of our customers, right? We're talking about what do the customers want ultimately? They want this Amazonification. They want sort of better services. And I think some of our clients are going to be asking for carriers to maybe do some new stuff, like, put on a certain type of shirt, or maybe do a different type of condition report, or maybe fill out a different type of paperwork. And there's some new stuff that kind of makes this all work. And that sounds like, hey, this is more that I have to do. But I would argue there might be a great opportunity in there for some carriers to accept doing some additional things, but to receive more for doing them. Right. There might be some other ways for carriers to generate some revenue. And then Mike, you kind of touched another big one. I thought, we were talking about these technologies, right? They're great, but they don't move vehicles. The more that we decentralize things, right, the more that buyers are buying in different parts of the country or the world, there's a need to transport those vehicles. So whichever way this thing turns, I feel like there are opportunities, especially partnering with technology and how folks are decentralizing things to really jump in and try some new stuff.
Okay, who hasn't talked recently? Let's see here.
Well, that wouldn't be me, Jay. So,
okay.
Feel free to steer it in another
John
direction.
is safe. Jeremy's safe. Mike is safe. Casey's safe. All right.
I was waiting for someone else that they wanted to jump in. I just have a habit of,
well,
hands start going all over the place.
Well,
so I was trying to be
Marco's
nice
been a little quieter than usual. I'm a little surprised.
Right. So let me just add my thought on it.
All right,
quick.
great. Thank you.
What I think I'm seeing is that now, as technology is being accepted, adapted, and demanded, is that there are certain companies that have the ability to meet those expectations. So the good news is that if you're a hardworking carrier out there and you don't have the means or can't put in the spend into the technology, know that there are high-level transport management companies like all of us that have done that. And as we acquire those clients now that expect a higher level of service that everyone's talked about, the expectations, at least from a McCollister standpoint, is we are looking then to trickle that over to the carrier base. So there will be opportunities for carriers not only to move loads that pay well, but maybe have a chance to move freight that they wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunities to because of the way that the space is structured. So we know now that everyone, as we've worked hard on our technology, now it's starting to look externally into the carrier pool and which carriers can we align with our programs that we know will provide that same quality and service that we've been pushing and expect. And it will open up opportunities for them to where the future, if you're a blue chip carrier out there and we're looking for you like we are here at McCollister's, there will be reward at the other side of that rainbow. And I think that's the exciting part. If you're a carrier in this space, is that you have people that are fighting that frontline fight for you. And we're looking for some folks to help, reap the rewards of what we work for.
When you say structured space, you mean just the more single individual moves?
Correct. I think more of a structured space to where, now we're dealing with maybe multiple dealerships that instead of fragmented are bubbling it up to more of a corporate level to where they understand they need to control their costs and spend and data. So that might be opportunities that maybe a smaller mom and pop carrier or someone that might not have the reputation in the space now has access to through working through one of our companies, right? As long as they're blue chip and they provide the quality and the service and they're able to go that extra mile, those are all companies that we're all obviously looking to work with.
Plain blue chip. I think I know what you're talking about. Pretty sure I do, but for anybody that might be wondering, what is Marco talking about? A blue chip carrier? Is that what you said?
Yep. So the way
that.
I define blue chip is really going above and beyond, Ty. I think people who answer the question of, well, we've always done it that way, struggle with that concept because things are changing. As things evolve, especially as we start getting the EV vehicles and what have you. And I'm very excited about my friend John, who at Used Car Week is going to have that session dealing with aspects about EVs and what that impact is going to be. We're looking for service first companies, Ty, that are willing to go that extra mile. Maybe instead of having that 2-day window, as John talked about, they understand that window is much shorter. But the aspect is they're going to get rewarded for the effort that they put in. So A blue chip recruit is kind of a 5-star recruit that, checks all the boxes and then some. That's what I define as a blue chip carrier.
Yeah, and the only thing I'll add to that, Ty, thanks, Marco. The only thing I'd add to that, Ty, is you got to get paid like a blue chip, right? So, that's the thing. They're rewarded for that too. It's not just we expect this better out of the same old guy. It's no, we want the blue chip recruit. We want the guy. We're willing to pay.
And I think it's more common now too, whereas before a lot of the larger companies, they would just kind of have a lot of their transporters or vendors race to the bottom of the price, and have all these expectations. The demands were so high and just wanted to race to the bottom. And, now that I think it's a lot more common to have these white glove services and have these additional add-ons and these just a better service in general. I think industry-wide compared to, a few years back, even, when you stick to your pricing and you say, hey, this is what it costs this is what you want, and and you deliver that, that's definitely recognized, and it pays off in the end, instead of just saying you can do it for super cheap and kind of falling flat on your face with it. So
well, so having a good carrier, blue chip carrier, from everybody on this show, it sounds like that's really important for the operation, for life. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
100%.
Absolutely.
So the next question is this is where I feel like I really enjoy what I do, because I get to call carriers, I get to talk to carriers maybe before they even become a carrier. And my goal is to explain to them how to do what you guys are talking about, right? How to service the customer. You're the customer. So it's fun to talk to people because there's such a wide a variety of the person on the other end of the phone. It starts with the guy who watched the YouTube video, and the guy that he saw can make $10,000 a week with his one ton. And then there's the guy who watched the video and talked. He went a step further. He talked to the guy at the truck stop, and that guy at the truck stop's making 10 grand a week too. So now he's got two confirmations that he's got a one ton and he can get a trailer and he can make 10 grand a week. And then somehow he stumbles across my phone number, and I have the opportunity to explain to him pretty much how unrealistic that is and what you really need to be doing in real life. So it's good feedback to hear for me, the guy who talks to everybody. It's really good to hear blue chip, good carrier, quality carrier, and then to have you guys kind of line some of these things out. Am I making sense?
Yeah. Ty, I think the important part is, and I spend a lot of time in carrier forums, and I see those guys, and it's just funny how carriers are so evil to other carriers. And I love when I see in a carrier forum when one carrier says, hey, and they'll post some load from some guy who isn't on this panel tonight, who's got freight posted for 40 cents a mile going from Massachusetts to Texas. And they're posting it as, this junk rate, no one take this. Somebody else bounces in and goes, some guy's going to take it. It's what's ruining our market. Right? And it's those guys aren't good for this group either. Those aren't the guys we want. Those are the guys, the brokers that are living in their mom's basement are working with. Those independent dispatchers and those crazy brokers that barely have their license, don't have their own insurance. Those are the guys that are moving that freight. So when you're talking to carriers, they just got to find the right guys to work with. Brokers aren't all bad. The bad brokers are bad.
It's a great point. Great point.
Yeah. Fair price for both sides of the transaction is really important to maintain a functioning marketplace, right? And that's what we have here. And I know you see those rates, you see those prices quoted on the big love boards that you just think, wow, whoever actually does take that, what kind of service are they going to provide to the shipper? How long is it going to take? Will those two ever do business again? So, we take a lot of pride at Run Buggy in setting a fair price that's right in that sweet spot of the market, that it's enticing to the haulers who know they're going to get paid fast within 2 days through our payments provider. And it's a competitive price to the shippers, and they can run their business at scale, using our algorithm. And, it's a certain point of view. Not everyone takes that on the market, but that's how we see things evolving going forward.
Yeah. And Ty, I think it's important to get across that I'm not looking to have a relationship based behind a load board, right? I want to have a personal partnership relationship with these carriers so that they know what we expect, we know what they expect, and they know that they're going to get fair treatment. And we want to know what we can do to help them because of how key they are to our business, right? I'd rather have relationships and be able to have relationships with carriers that they know they're going to get X number of cars from me on this lane because they keep doing a good job. They don't have to go out to those load boards to find it every time. They know, hey, listen, we have a relationship with McCollisters. They treat us fairly. They pay us well. They're there for us. That's the relationship we're looking to build with carriers.
Okay. This is what you just said is really cool, because that was my next question, which was, so I talk to a lot of carriers. A lot of carriers watch these shows. So if I'm a carrier, I want to be a carrier, I can get a hold of you. And if I maybe talk to a guy like Ty keeps saying something about build a lane. So does everybody here have a lane? Is that what I think I hear? Kind of, I mean, obviously multiple lanes, but you guys have specific lanes where I can say, here, you need to call.
I think a geographic area would be a better way of saying than an actual lane per se.
Okay, I like it.
There's some density in some lanes, but it's more of a geographic area.
Yeah, it's really a crazy combination of both, because you can look at, a run from Detroit to Seattle and go, okay, that's a lane. But then at the same time, the Midwest is a lane, right? So Midwest is an area. So it's really, honestly, Ty, it's what do they want to do? The business is out there. What does the carrier want to do? Does he want to be at home every night to watch the kids' baseball game? Is he coaching his girls' volleyball team? We all probably have loads that suit that guy. Is he the guy that, wants to get across country every week and make that long run? We all probably have loads that suit that guy. It's really all about communicating back and forth and making sure that we understand what their desires are, and we've given them the right business in those lanes or geographical areas to suit their needs.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I think Marcos had some great points. I mean, ultimately, you don't want to depend on load boards. You want to have the direct carrier relationship. We want to know what areas they want to stay in. Do they want to get home at night? Will they go over the road? What states do they like to travel in? So we can just simply pick up the phone and say, hey, this is what we got, or send them a notification, through whatever technology we're using, in terms of that. But I mean, that's ultimately what we want to do. I mean, just make it clear, make it transparent, for the carrier and the broker relationship.
Yeah, completely. And so I co-sign 100% on that notion that Marco kicked off here. I think we're all kind of, signing on to it, the relationship. I think it's awesome if you have a geography or a lane. That's great to know. But if you're going all over the place, that's fine too. It's about that relationship.
Just let us know.
Yeah. We want those great carriers. Tell us where you're going next. You come talk to us and see what's happening. That's fantastic. We're reaching out to you. Keep that two ways. We want to know what you're up to, what makes you tick, all that stuff. That's all part of a relationship. It just works so much better. And then when you're in that tough situation where something didn't go right, you have a rapport, you have each other's backs, and you win the day together.
Well, that's the best thing. We have some pretty strong dealer partners that have some very consistent lanes where they're really trading amongst each other. A couple groups that have 40 plus rooftops. But when there's a problem and you really trust that person, you really know them, and the dealers and the managers and the people are seeing them often, then it's like, hey, the last 20 were perfect. There's an issue here, and then they really understand, and it really helps you, get to the bottom, and the trust factor just stays there.
I don't know. I think things are in such a time of upheaval right now. The last 3 years, especially, the current auto market, used car values doing what they're doing right now. I honestly think a lot of transporters are expanding what they consider their specialty area, their specialty load type, their specialty shipper, and even the typical time frame in which they want to pick up and drop off. Everyone has had to adapt. And I think the partners, like, all of us from this call, who align with the transporters and help them explore those new ways to take their business because they want to, not because they have to, they want to. They are entrepreneurs. They're going out and finding where they can get a better situation for themselves We got to be those partners that help them find that and enable that through all the tools they're going to need to move those loads.
Well, it's fun when you get asked like, "Hey, should I get another truck, another piece of equipment?" I'm working on that. You seem like there's a lot. That's when it's. I mean, like I said, I haven't been in this that long, but that's fun. We've had a couple of people, and I'm like, "Yeah, we getting a lot in this lane," and you seem to have your 2 trucks. Can you put on a third? Can you find a third? Can you afford a third? Right, Ty? I mean, you're shaking your head. I mean, I was on that one call when you said put 6 months aside to that one guy. I mean, he was whiter than John's shirt up there, and that was before you got into the insurance talk. So yeah.
I've brokered truck sales on the behalf of my customers, 2 carriers.
Yeah.
Well, what I like about this conversation is I do talk to a lot of people, and for some reason, whatever the reason is, dealers seem to intimidate car hauler guys. And what I'm hearing and what I appreciate, first of all, I appreciate that I've spent time with each of you guys on a personal level at a conference. We've had a cup of coffee, a glass of water, whatever we've done, but we know each other. And by having that relationship, it gives me a lot of confidence to say, look, why don't you talk to one of my friends here, and why don't you let them explain to you, they're the sales for it. They're your sales team, because I always talk about that. Somebody in this group needs to have somebody that can sell something, because that truck's not moving until somebody sells something. And so that seems to intimidate a lot of people, and I don't, for whatever reason, it doesn't matter. It's very reassuring for a guy like me to be able to take somebody who really genuinely wants to learn the business, build the business, and really grow as a whole. So to have a relationship with people, everybody on this screen, and to know that you guys are singing my song, you're preaching my message, whatever you want to say, but it really is, this is where I want to send people. Here you go. They'll take care of it. One of you said it just a second ago. Hey, I'd rather pick up the phone and call 3 carriers that are my favorites versus put it on the load board. Did I hear that right?
All day.
Yeah.
All day.
All day long.
Yep.
That's beautiful. And that's the way it should be, in my opinion. So it's kind of a turn, Jay and I were kind of talking about this. It's like, okay, so who is your guys' customer, right? And I heard it several times through here, the carrier, the transporter. And that really means a lot to me personally, because that tells me we're not just here to run the transport guy out of business, right? I mean, you guys are saying it loud and clear. We want good carriers, blue chip carriers. We're going to keep you going.
Blue chip carriers. That's a future show.
I like it.
I like that a lot. Hey, we got a live chat question. I've got it's a good lead into what I was gonna mention next. You're going to Used Car Week. Without sharing any secret recipe, what can you share about your presence there and what you're hoping to achieve? And I'm going to tie this into the live chat question. Are you guys able to connect wholesalers with dealers who don't go to auctions? Who wants to talk about Used Car Week?
Yeah. I think sorry, Mike.
Everybody, yeah.
No, go ahead. It doesn't matter. I can go after you, Casey.
I'll be quick. I think I talked a second ago about just the rapid pace of change, which quite frankly is only accelerating. The things that are changing are being talked about at Used Car Week. We had a really great experience there last year, made some great connections. So it's just the show to be at, I think, for everybody on this panel.
And with to answer your person's question, yes, we can hook up wholesalers with dealers that don't go to the auction. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to share some names with you. We have a lot of
I think
dealers.
that's a selfless plug there, Mike. I'm just
before I got into this auto transport game, I did wholesaling for Enterprise for about 14 years, so they're near and dear to my heart. Yeah. But Used Car Week, without giving away the secret sauce, I guess you would say, as Jay put in his notes. But realistically, it's kind of a we like to refer to it as the Super Bowl, right? I mean, it's the Super Bowl for the large consigners, for the auctions. for dealers, for some of the dealers that do come out to Used Car Week. It's a fantastic time. I've been going for years. I've seen a lot of you guys there over the years as well. Always fly home with JR because he's, we both live in the same state.
My hometown boy.
Exactly. But realistically for us at Montway, we have some great things coming out here in Q1 that are gonna provide opportunities for independent auctions, dealers, create more orders in the transportation space, and then kind of utilizing some of our new technology tools that came out. So there is my plug for the day, but really excited about coming out there and showing that, and even more excited about telling people about our upcoming announcement and relationship that we've been able to partner with.
Oh, that's a cliffhanger. Come on, man.
Teaser. You got to go to Used Car Week.
That was my teaser.
Great.
I don't have a good cliffhanger like that. I will say, for us personally, my selfless plug is, we're always trying to stay on the edge of technology. So we got some cool stuff coming out. We're gonna be talking to people about it Used Car Week. But my number one objective, and some of you are helping me out right now, which I much appreciate, and that is, to me, Used Car Week is a great opportunity to educate across a bunch of different vertical markets that don't understand our industry. So, I'm doing a big thing on EVs and transporting EVs. And I know Dana at your group, Jeremy's working on some stuff. Marco's working on some stuff. Anybody else who wants to contribute, you got my email. It's jr@shipyourcarnow.com. Send me your stories. We're going to have a little panel about how do transporters manage AVs. We're calling it Three Truths and a Lie. There's all kinds of crazy rumors about transporting EVs. And I see it as an opportunity to be in front of more people in our space across more vertical markets than any other show all year. And let's take that advantage to educate them so they're smarter buyers. There's a lot of really bad buyers out there right now that don't know what they're asking for. And so the more we can educate them, the more they'll appreciate the level of service we provide as a group. And that benefits all of us in the room.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty, obviously proud of what we have built so far. We're all going to have new features to our technology and new partnerships that we're excited to talk about. And certainly we want to educate, but I'm going to learn. That's what I'm going for. That's my favorite part, is listening to what the challenges are from our potential customers and our customers, because everything we do at McCollister's is driven upon what those customers want versus what we think they need. So that's the important part for me, is to hear firsthand, what are you guys looking for? What can we do to help you? Some of the best ideas we've come up with have just been from candid conversations, back of the napkin. Hey, this is great. Let me get to work on it. So I'm excited to, certainly learn. And it's always great, to shake hands, right? I've met a lot of guys on this call. Some I haven't, but it's not just about everyone that we're trying to do business with, but understanding the other folks, our peers, right? Because some of the relationships and ideas, there's no reason why we can't bounce that off of each other as well. So that's what I look forward to. It's always great to meet people who have, go through common war stories and, share a tale here or there, but it's a great opportunity to learn, folks. That's my personal goal for going. Yeah.
I think a lot of it's been shared here. I think that, to learn, that's always been a big one for us, especially, this will be our second Used Car Week, so we still have so much that we're taking in. It's the big show, like Mike said, right? Everyone's going to be out there. The Super Bowl kind of affects San Diego is a really cool part of that. Around November time in New England, we're kind of excited for a break. Maybe not as excited as we are in February, but I think connecting with lots of folks out there, an opportunity to educate some folks. I found it very heartening to hear the energy around logistics conversations. This feels new to me, the past couple of years, where folks really like, hey, that thing that you were trying to bother me about a few years ago, I really want to learn more about it now. Like, yeah, okay, let's talk. That's great. That's awesome. So I think we've touched on a lot of the great reasons to be out there. One that I didn't hear that is maybe a different light, but I'm kind of looking to have a little fun, right? Like Pal's bringing some fun vibes to this show. We have
to drive
NASCAR.
The NASCAR, Jeremy.
Yeah, we got Thank you for the lead-in. I appreciate that, Mike. We have the NASCAR simulator, which is totally new and weird for us, but we're excited to give that kind of thing. Just looks so cool. That's not why we're there. I'm not saying you're going to come out to Used Car Week to jump in a simulator, but while you're there, please do it.
Come on, say it. You're coming out to play video games.
Hey, I'm in.
It's going to be fun. We our little pal podcast is going to be on the podcast stage. We get some awards. I know around this panel there are some honorees as well. So I think it's a time to, on top of all the other great reasons that we've mentioned, it's great to see everybody have some fun. Ty, it's not always just water and coffee, my brother. So it's a chance to kind of just kind of big class.
Maybe it is always water and coffee.
That's great. I just want to say research, learn, network, grow, and have fun. I don't know how you would do Used Car Week in a day and a half. When I now see other conferences and it's a day and a half, I'm like, man, that's so short. I mean, I get it, but Used Car Week has expanded the conference into what it should be. A week. It's cool.
Aria, I always think Aria was going to. Aria?
I was going to, but I can't.
Okay.
I mean, Used Car Week is great. I've been going to Used Car Week for a few years now. I think when I first started going, we only had 4 employees and we were kind of a startup. We were much smaller than we are today, and now we're able to sponsor, and so kind of selfless plug, but we'll be hosting a cocktail reception on Tuesday night for Used Car Week. There will be espresso martinis. It's going to be our drink that we're offering. So it's not just coffee and water, it's coffee, water, and vodka. But I also think Used Car Week is great. Like you said, it's a whole week, and it needs to be a whole week. It's such a large industry and a very, very large space to play in. And, all the other different markets, it's also about connecting the dots. And I kind of touched base on that when I first spoke earlier. It's not just A and B, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and being able to connect your clients to, better solutions and really finding ways to collaborate together cohesively. I think it's a really great event, and I love it. So I'm excited to be there this year.
Stuff.
In effect that I've noticed, and I don't know if anyone else has seen this, I hopefully it's not just me, is that kind of at the beginning of the conference, there's some ideas bubbling up. Everyone's back together. We're talking about some revisiting or talking about some new things. And over the course of the conference, some of these ideas begin to kind of coalesce a little bit. And I think everyone walks away to everyone's point. Aria said it, Casey, right there, that there's some ideas that are going to come out of that are going to solidify there. We're there to kind of understand latest, greatest. There's so many changes happening. There's interesting storylines that come out of this that I think change the way people think going forward and really impact, how folks move forward as a business.
I just want to.
Please.
I'll put a plug out there for any of you that we're actually sponsoring the podcast booth this year. So I've got a little insider track with Joe. So if any of you want to have a podcast on that podcast, just reach out to me and we'll hook you up. They're 1-hour slots. We're looking to fill anything on the stage that's educational for the industry. So, obviously nobody's up there doing a 1-hour plug. That'd be boring. We could all do that, but it's super boring. Nobody wants to watch it. But if you've got something you want to pitch out there for an hour and have a little podcast, hit me up and I'll reserve you a spot on there. And we'll go for it.
Perfect. Well, there, you know what? So here's a podcast proposal. I know I'm already on the stage, but still, here's the thing. If you have heard this conversation about Used Car Week, and you've heard me and Ty go on and on about trade shows, and there are shows we haven't been to yet that we're going to experience there's a trade show we've all been to at one point or another where we got there and we're like, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't know how to get into this show. I don't know anyone or whatever it is. And that happens. And if that happens to you, Ty and I want to know. Now, that's not going to happen to anybody on this Titans of Car Shipping panel. But anybody listening out there, there's somebody out there that said, man, I went to that show or a show and nothing happened. We want to talk to you. We will be your trade show support group. How about that for a podcast? Trade show support group. It could be on the last day, right? Have you been here all week and nothing's happened? Join us on the trade show support group. Tell us your problems. Pull up a chair. Grab a bear claw. And that's what this is all about, right? That's what's neat about this episode here on ATI Auto Business is Titans of Car Shipping, to have a conversation, to find some common ground. I have some other questions, but I think I'm going to leave them off. We're almost out of time. It's 10 to 9. I wrote down a lot of great things that, I'm going to maybe I'll share later. I'll put in my Instagram feed, but anybody have anything that we didn't talk about that you just want to throw out there?
Jay, we could probably do the opposite show that you mentioned too. Those who just can't get enough of the trade shows.
That's a great idea.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing everybody pile in one room and figure out how we're all going to make this work. Whatever we were talking about early, the technology and apps and APIs, and I think it's really cool just to have everybody here and have a really great conversation. So I look forward to seeing everybody at Used Car Week and really getting to know you more. How's that?
That reminds me, I wanted to say this too. One of the things that I love about Used Car Week, and I've seen it at the IARA, I've seen it at Car Conference. Ty, you had it going on a Digital Dealer. Is hey, you should talk to this guy over here. Hey, Joe, this is Brian. Talk, I gotta go. And these things spark these business relationships. It's incredible. I love that about Used Car Week. So, if you see me and there's somebody that I should talk to, please introduce me.
Will do.
Awesome.
I would just add, I think it's great. We're all very competitive. We all want to win the business. We all have our various products and services that we provide, but at the same time, I think everybody on this panel recognizes it's a big market. There's a lot of clients out there. There's a lot of, and I'll say this I don't want to sound too degrading, but there's a lot of lower echelon work being done out there. And I think it's up to a group like this to make sure that the customers know that there is a higher level of service available to them, both on the customer and the carrier side. It's not us against each other. It's us against the lower echelon. And let's work on that, guys. Let's pull it together. Let's make that happen. Make the carriers happier, make the customers happier, make the business more credible, get it away from a transactional commodity business that it can be. I always talk about the dude in grandma's basement. Let's get him out of the business. Let's make ourselves more credible, and let's all work together and make that happen.
We are now in final thoughts. Great final thoughts, JR. Who's up next?
I absolutely agree, John. It's a big market. There's room for all of us. I just really look forward to meeting each of you in person in San Diego.
Yeah, I'll jump in on that same general idea that was expressed there. I think that a lot of ideas, even on this panel. So first of all, thank you, Jay and Ty, as always. But this is the first time I've been on a show, on this show, or really any show, where it's all been great folks from auto shipping in this capacity. And so I think that some ideas were touched on tonight. There's some pain points that we all share. And there's some good folks here. So is there room to continue some conversations that maybe help everybody? I'll keep it general, but I think a few of us have had some private conversations. I think that there's no reason why, while being competitors, we can't kind of pull something together and help the blue chips out there, share all that business that is out there for everybody.
No, that's well said. I think we're having fun. At least I am. I don't know. The last 2 years, I've had a lot of fun, and I know this is a great high level group and competitive. But that's what it's about, right? Competing against the best. And I think John said it about the guy in Grandma's basement. That's that's not who we're competing against. I hope not, and I hope we don't think that. But it's fun competing against y'all, and we're going to see a lot more growth, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, I think first, Jay, Ty, thanks for putting this together. It was great. It was a good time. Look forward to seeing all of you at Used Car Week as well. Be great to have a cup of coffee or an adult beverage and kind of catch up and talk a little more about kind of some of the things that we briefly touched on at a high level, which is, I mean, at the end of the day, it is a fragmented industry. It needs to consolidate a little bit. I mean, that's what our customers are starting to do. So, I mean, it needs to consolidate a little bit, in terms of from a technology standpoint. And we can't be afraid to integrate with each other and have more of an open marketplace type kind of platform to present to customers. Because we all go after the same customers. They're not going to put all their eggs in one basket. As much as we would love for them to do that, and in some cases maybe not, but as much as we would love for them to do that, I mean, there's going to be a multi-vendor approach. And I mean, and having them have 4 different operating systems or portals or whatever we're calling them nowadays, it's not the long term. It's not the long term. It's not the long term answer. So, and it is going to take us sitting down and not being I guess scared to work with each other and have those API and those type of integrations with each other to make this thing better at the end of the day. And that's ultimately what it's about. That's what's going to get everyone more market share.
Yeah, I'll echo those thoughts to where we're seeing in other industries that have to do with logistics. Might not be auto logistics, but I'll use an example, household goods, which we're involved with at McCollister's as well. There is a need now for competitors to realize that they're going to have to work with each other in order to meet the needs of the client and the opportunity and the push for technology. And if I look at my crystal ball, my hope is that same will happen with the auto space, to where we realize we're all going to have to work together at some point, whether that's, helping each other out with how have you done this? How have you tackled this? What's a good carrier you work with that might be able to help me out with this lane or what have you? What one of us does in this space will impact everyone else, because we're trying to build that reputation of a difference between John's guy in the basement versus companies like us that are built to succeed based upon servicing clients and understanding that client relationship. So that's my hope, is that there's going to be a spirit of community here between us, and that we'll start being able to work with each other, because I think there are partnerships to be had for sure.
Great.
Who did we miss? Did we miss anybody on a final thought? Did we get everybody?
I didn't hear Aria's final thought. Come on now, don't be shy. Just because you're the only girl, don't let this in my screen. They're all around you and you're in the middle. Do not let these boys intimidate you. Come on now.
I have never once been intimidated in my life. I am definitely not worried about that at all. I appreciate that though. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at Used Car Week. Some of you I've already met, some of you I haven't, but I think we all are in a space, we all kind of know who each other, we all know who we are. So I'm looking forward. I think this was a really refreshing session. It's not too often, and I'm so glad you guys put this together for ATI. Kind of like you guys mentioned earlier, it's a few years ago, not everybody says, hey, like, I want to talk to the transport. Nobody wants to really, there's a lot of people who just don't want to talk about transport. So it's nice to have this space, and I think it was a really productive conversation. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all at Used Car Week, and growing I think we all have pretty wonderful working relationships within the industry. So really looking forward to growing that even more. So
sweet. It was good.
Ty, Did you already give a final thought? No,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I did.
You
I could give
started,
final.
you kind of
I could
kicked it
just
off.
keep going. Final thought.
Yeah.
Good
Well,
at the final
all right.
thought.
Then I'll say this: is that I'm really proud that everybody had fun, and I feel like we did accomplish something. I'm not sure how to measure that, but there was a lot. Well, actually, I have a lot of great notes. That's how I'll measure this. I mean, a lot of really interesting from the blue chip carrier. I didn't have that one. Did you have that one?
No.
Yeah,
that was a good one.
Really
we're
good.
gonna wear that one out.
We
Thanks,
are gonna. Yeah, that's
Marco.
a whole. Oh boy. And then
trademark opportunity here.
And jumping in on jumping in on damage happens.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not only a bumper sticker and a T-shirt and a whole line of clothing, but that is absolutely a gutsy move and so true. So I mean that honestly that's really good because that's what I didn't want to do was have a 1 hour session where nobody really said anything, and that didn't happen. We had this was really good stuff. If you're a good carrier, we're looking for you.
Yeah.
That is the blue chip carrier message. And so, and that's why we want to follow up on that. We really, if you are, because we know there's good carriers.
Yeah.
So we want to talk to the good carriers. We're going to have to figure out a way to create a profit funnel for good carriers.
We can do that with our partners here on the show.
Yeah,
also, I forgot, I did have one final thought I completely forgot about, but thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill Zadite.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Thank you, Bill Zadites and Cherokee Media. Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
All right. I'm peacing out.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you all so very much. David, John, Mike, Aria, Casey, Jeremy, Marco, and Ty. Thank you all so much. What an amazing 1 hour. Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Thanks, everybody.
See you
when you're in San Diego.
See you in a couple weeks.
San
Take care,
Diego.
in a couple weeks.
2 weeks. All right. And there it is. Wow. Wow. Wow alert. Wow. That was amazing. That was a great show. Hey, so if you want to get in touch with, do this. This is the best thing to do. Because, I don't even have everybody's contact info. Like, as far as like, where to go to contact. If you're a carrier, if you're a dealer, it's different contacts. So send me an email. I just put in there. Send me an email, autotransportintel@gmail.com. Let me know what you're looking for, who you're wanting to talk to. Let's go back through that list. Just if you're still here. So we had Mike Trudeau, Montway, Casey Harmon, Run Buggy, David Spiro, Autosled, Marco Maggiore, McCollisters, John Robertson, Ship Your Car Now, Aria Talkin, RCG Logistics, Jeremy Luisos, Preowned Auto Logistics. That's the list. That's who just spoke. And if you don't know who somebody was, because I know I don't have all the names and I don't have all the fancy software I need, but I want to help you get the information. You do this too, is go back and watch the show. If you're watching on demand, it's gonna take a few extra. We're right now we're entering November's crazy busy, but in a few days I'll have it on demand where you can click on time codes, go to sections. That'll actually be tricky too. I guess I'll do it by questions, but yeah, I want to help you guys connect to who you're trying to connect to based on what information you're trying to connect with. Oh, and also, thank you for bringing up Used Car Week again. I mean it. If you might have heard, wow, Used Car Week sounds awesome. How do I go? What's with that? usedcarweek.biz. I'm going to put the link in the live chat. Here's what you're not going to like is the price. I'm just being honest. It is not cheap, and I don't even know how you choose a block. So all full access to the whole week is like $2,500. That's a lot, right? Plus you got to take all the time off and everything else. So I realize but we want to help you. And if you just got in and it's, you have a wedge trailer and you're not ready for the trade show, probably. But at the same time, that doesn't mean we don't want you to feel included in the information of what's happening. What we want you to know is when you're ready to go to a trade show, ask us, which one should I go to? Well, where are you? Let's find out where you are and what you can get to the easiest. And then, is that show going to make sense? All right, maybe it does. Maybe you are ready to go to a trade show. What's your elevator pitch? Can you, in 30 seconds, tell me your business? Because if you can't, I want you to practice it. And if you need help with that, we'll help you with that. We've also got videos about practicing your elevator pitch and how to make the most out of a trade show. We're ATI Auto Business. We're here to help. It's not just transportation. It's all of automotive. All the verticals converge now. It's not a real news flash, but if you didn't know, all the automotive verticals converge now, and we want to help. So I want to thank all my guests tonight, the Titans of car shipping, again, for taking the time and joining us. I also want to thank Preowned Auto Logistics, Rapid Recon, Superflow Systems, Murphy Auto Transport, Ship Your Car Now, and McCollister's Transportation for your participation and contribution to this channel. I also want to thank for the live super chats and the Macon Martinis, Chris Chamberlain, Mark Rodicke, Cars on the Move, Ty, and also Super Dispatch. Thank you so much for your contributions. If you want to learn more about ATI Auto Business or the trade shows or our network or what have you, send in the news, autotransportintel@gmail.com. My name is Jay. I'm the founder of ATI Auto Business. I'm so thankful you spent this time with us. Thank you so much. I'm going to run the car hauler because that's what we do at the end of every Tuesday night show. And we'll see you again. Actually, we don't have any more programming this week. We're taking the time off to get ready for the trade shows. So we'll be back next Tuesday night. Actually, me and Ty are going to be with Dennis McGinn of Rapid Recon Thursday on an interview. Oh, and I'm on a podcast Friday afternoon. But we'll be back Tuesday night with Rapid Recon. So please do join us for that. Thank you all so much. We do appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.